Hello everybody and welcome to Game 3 of our bronze match for today in the Ultimate Team Tournament 2 finals. And this time the map is going to be Luvnest. Hope I said that right, probably didn't. But playing on the western side of Luvnest is Devm as the Soviets and his teammate Luvnest as the British. And they're going to be up against Axis from the east side. It is Artavick as OKW and Brosras as Austere, immediately going in with the K-Pen Commander, Strategic Reserves Doctrine. Very, very popular choice for a lot of players at the moment. And of course, Luvnest and Devm going to play exactly what they played in the last game, Mobile Assault Regiment and Guard Motor Coordination Tactics. We didn't even see a lot from Guard Motor Coordination Tactics in that last game, because Devm was just so good. With sorry, K-Pen, did I call out the wrong commander for you? Yeah, we didn't even get to see much from Devm's commander in that game because we were just playing so well with the vanilla faction as it is. So we didn't even get to see some of the beauty of those marked targets. But let's see how Artavick and Brosras can do here. Assault Grenadiers, they're trying to sprint in on the suppressed squad there to try and get into the building. They have got close range advantage, so they should still be pretty good standing next to the building there. That's a late retreat for Luvnest. I think he was waiting for a little bit of support from Devm. Look how far Devm is up the map already. He's already been right up to the base to decap. So Axis not getting any resources from the right from the start of this game. And having all these conscripts on the field. Actually, Axis have to be really careful right now about how they push up the map. They're getting flanked a lot. From what I can see, they haven't really gone for much in the way of suppression platforms. We saw 2 MG42s last game. This time we're just seeing 3 Assault Grenadiers. On an open map like this, I don't know if this is the best loadout. But hey, I'm not going to argue with Brosras.
Can have an additional infantryman.
There we go, I'm just hearing bolstered squads coming in for Luvnest. Pretty strange opening to the game. Things seem to have settled a bit now, and we do see a front line emerging on the field. I think we're likely to see mechanized here from Artavick. It's so important to have things like the Puma and the Stuka. Luvnest there is just so on top of the Vickers. I think they are having a little bit of shielding provided by this tank here for green cover, so they are going to be able to get back up in green cover and fight soon. There's a great grenade just thrown down from Artavick by one of the Volks Grenadiers. Sternpine is going to have to retreat on low health. Actually, that's very, very low health. We'll just watch that model. That's very, very lucky to get away. Jaeger light infantry being called in, so Artavick with Overwatch Doctrine. I think they might be going for some kind of infantry superiority in the start game. I'm not 100% sure what the strategy is behind this build. Oh, that's so unfortunate. I think he was hoping the Pioneers would actually have more vision there, but they really just don't have any vision onto that side of the map.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
Because of the bushes. Run and gun, boys. Run and gun. I am interested to see where this is going to go. Actually, doing a good job, at least, of clearing allies off the map, but I don't know how well they're doing a job of actually capturing the territory afterwards. As usual, you know, Luvnest just looks so strong. I'm not seeing many models being dropped from Luvnest's infantry, even whilst there are all these infantry engagements going on. I think actually if you look at it, probably losing any of them. Oh well, this is dangerous. Luvnest is about to take a pretty good map with his pretty good house with his vicars, as you can see on the map.
Armored cars can now be built.
This isn't gonna decap the fuel on the right. See tier 3 now going up for Devm. No different, I think, to the last game of this build. You can see the T70 vision being really, really good here as well. What on earth is going on this side of the map?
Damned enemies trying to take a
Throwing all of the infantry in. Scout car comes in for Brosras. Just to try and help the assault grenadiers a little bit. Got to be careful, there's no AT grenades yet for Devm.
Forces are capturing our supplies.
So good from Luvnest. Actually, the mine positioning is very good as well. If that Puma, which is just being built at the moment from Artavick, does try to come around for the AEC at any point, it's going to be snared, and that'll be an easy win for the AEC. Mines do win games. It's a phrase in Company of Heroes that has been going around for years. Dodgy situation to retreat from. The AEC's got a few pathing issues there. The mine will surely go off for the scout car if it decides to pursue. Puma takes a guess shot with ground attack and is not rewarded for it. T-70's arrival on the field could be disastrous for the assault grenadiers. That Puma is actually engine damaged, and they're not able to go over.
Are securing our territory.
Really just waiting to see what else Brosras is going to do here. He's completely skipped tier 1. Not too much of a surprise with the assault grenadiers. I think maybe he could have been looking for a quicker tier 2. That just hasn't happened. He's not been able to get a tier 2 window at all, I think. Now he's just left with all these assault grenadiers. They're not particularly effective in these engagements. They haven't been doing so well, to be honest. A decision like this when you're 2-0 down in the series has got to be for a reason. Nexus have just managed to break those lines finally. Luvnest getting pushed back into the base. Let's have a look. Devm is finally starting to go for an AT gun now. Needs that extra support with the light vehicles. And credit to Artavick. I think the Puma play here has actually been really good. Been having to deal with the T-70 and the AEC, and the control's been very good. He hasn't been diving in either. He hasn't had that temptation. He's been playing it safe. That is really good to see. Now, Axis here, they've done very well to keep control of the VPs in the way that they have at the start of this game. And the VP is very even right now, both around 450. Axis is starting to move that front line up. Nearly had a triple cap. And we saw these infiltration commandos from Luvnest last game. They were so good. But do we have the kind of cover positions where they're going to be able to stealth and drop grenades like we saw on Eindhoven? Oh, this is a little bit risky by the scout car. It wants the T-70 so badly. The main gun gets destroyed. And the Puma actually now wanting to try and cover up for that loss goes in. It's a sensible decision for Artavick to get out of there.
Our capture
Clutch
point.
moment.
They're trying to take it.
I actually really like the aggression from allies. Given that we are seeing like 3 assault grenadiers, they're actually performing decently. The veterancy is starting to come up now. Trying to throw like bundles of grenades into the conscripts. Conscripts, I think, are easily able to dodge every single time. I really just feel like every time Axis do get up the map, they're not locking it down. They're kind of continuing to push until their forces just completely run out of fight. And then they have to make this long retreat back to base, losing even more territory. And you have to look at Luvnest Devm. Every time they do actually get territory, they are building mines. They are putting the support weapons in place so that when Axis do come back up the field, it's going to be a lot harder for them to just run up the way that they did before. Tripwire flares there being used by Devm. I always love seeing tripwire flares being used. They're so like cost effective. They will just wipe models from squads, reduce that squad's fighting efficiency, 10 munitions, and plant them everywhere.
You need something built? We are as ready as we can be.
Triple cap for Luvnest and Devm now. Triple caps at any point in the game are really something that you should never allow.
The enemy is encroaching on our territory.
We've seen so many games in this tournament where it's come down to even 5 VPs. At the end of one of the series yesterday with GB Hooligan and Refero, which was Brosras and Artavick that won with their opponents on that 5 VPs. This is a nice push from Artavick, and an important wipe there to get the Vickers. This is good, actually. It gives 2 MGs now for Artavick, and hopefully he can make good use of this. It might mean he's able to suppress the Tommies long enough for the Jaegerlight infantry to pop some shots off at distance. And I really hope that makes life easier for the Puma, which has just been trying to contest with the AEC on that side for a long time. There is a Katusha as well, the Devm. They spotted the mine there? Actually, I think, yeah, we just saw the Stern Pioneers retreating before. They will have spotted this mine, and that's what the Puma is aiming for at the moment. It's going to really struggle to hit it at that range.
forces capturing supply sector. Heavy machine gun team prepared for combat. We are losing territory.
Oh! I don't know what Devm was doing there. Like, what was that? That is a great pickup there for Brosras. I don't think he was really maybe expecting that as well. I think it just came into vision when the assault grenadiers ran up. That was a huge misplay by Devm. You see there the tripwire flares that Devm's been planting all over the map. Just wiping that single model off of the enemy squads. And this actually makes things a little bit harder for the allies right now, because you really need that indirect fire piece to be dealing with the support weapons. Now we're seeing that Brosras is going for a Panzerwerfer. And actually Artavick has brought out an SWS before going for that Stuka that we normally see. Devm is actually coming to help Luvnest on the right hand side now, because I think Luvnest quite rightly has just been struggling to get this back. The Puma is in trouble, the AEC is charging in. Oh, there's a ground attack, but it misses. AEC is going to miss again. This is dicey. Puma very, very lucky to get away there. AEC now needs to be careful. There are no units able to snare, so the AEC will get away from this engagement. That dive absolutely did not pay off.
The command vehicle has converted to a static building.
Have a look at the Panzerwerfer's first shot here. Actually cancels the shot upon seeing the retreat from the Maxim there. Conscripts Uraring. Devm needs to decide where he goes here very carefully, and actually it was completely misplaced. I think they were predicting that the conscripts were going to run in. Nevertheless, conscript wiped by the assault grenadiers. Veteran C3 now, they're performing really well. And I think actually the assault grenadier strategy is starting to show some signs of genius. Because they have been able to secure very quick wipes every time the conscripts have got low in health, and it's a lot of pressure I think for Devm to actually keep up with all of this, because the health bars do drop very quickly. You either hit that retreat button fast, or you have to micro a lot of engagements at once. Devm's doing absolutely the right thing to counter this as well by laying the tripwire flares and mining as much as he can to stop those advances, but Brosras just still breaking through.
Send orders! Heads down! Taking fire!
Devm rebuilding that Katusha is a pretty big hit to his fuel income, actually. I think he would have been able to afford T-3485 at this point. So that's absolutely no doubt set him back a little bit, and probably given some time for the Axis to get back up to speed. We have actually got land mattress coming in as well. Where is this Panzerwerfer? Actually on top of the house and on the mortar pit. Nearly wipes the sapper squad. I think that would have been an important wipe, as there's only one for Luvnest at the moment. Now, we just heard that the Cromwell got Fausted there. The AEC is making a pretty big dive, actually, for the Puma here. There's smoke. It's a good smoke to stop the tier 4 from landing shots on. Can we see a Faust here from the Volksgrenadiers? They do get the Faust off in time. Luvnest has thrown that unit into the fray, and it has not paid off. Luvnest's army now looking a little bit smaller in comparison to the Axis armies, one by one. would absolutely say that it was a decent play. Not really Luvnest's fault. Sensible thing to do. Paid off. Land mattress. Right on the retreat path of all these models. Fortunately, it is at quite a long range, so rockets are quite far spread. You can see Devm here. He's going to go for this strategic point, and it's a massive decap if allies do get on top of that. Great reflexes from Artavick. The commandos pop out of cover. Commandos are one of these units that just do so well with the land mattress because you can just see all the medium cover craters here. They will be able to stealth their way slowly up. This is great timing for a Panzer IV here. Puma also gets a great shot. The Ketten's only got to turn here, but I think the Panzer IV is going to be able to take it. It's a nice smoke shell from Luvnest. The Panzer IV shot misses. And Panzer IV is actually clear to go forward a little bit. They're going to take another guess shot. I actually think the Cromwell very, very lucky to get away from that. It's so unlucky. There's a lot of ground attacks going on there. You even see the AT gun just trying to get a last shot on the T-70. And that also missed. So they've been really unfortunate with the ground attacks. It was at, I think, max range, so... we see a Firefly and a T-34-85 coming in to Devm and Luvnest at the moment. We've only got the Panzer IV on the field. Brosras, of course, with strategic reserves doctrine, he has got the Tiger Ace unlocked, but he's just got to get that extra fuel in. It would be amazing to see a Tiger Ace actually. Haven't cast a single one in the tournament so far. Great play there to take down the mortar pit. It's so difficult to get these mortar pits down, and now the Panzerwerfer can truly focus on wiping support weapons. 6-man assault grenadier squads now. As they unlock their additional man, and here's that Panzerwerfer shot. Unfortunately, it didn't go down to suppress the Maxim before the assault grenadiers could get in. It really is looking like Axis stronghold now. Panther coming in for Brosras. He's actually not going to go for the Tiger. And that's not a bad choice. I think they know that they're going to be up against a lot of vehicles here. It's quite an open map. So the Panther will probably do better in that respect.
Between us and defeat.
And a few times in this series, it's the Allies who are suffering the VP drops right now. Devm and Luvnest. Artavick and Brosras played so well in game 1, and it was such an even fight. And we really know that actually they have every capacity to go toe-to-toe with Luvnest and Devm. They had an unfortunate game too. But the pressure is on them now, because if they lose this game, they will be in 4th place. It would be a 3-0 series, so they actually have to win this game. No question about it. They cannot lose another game in the series. They would need to win 3 games in a row.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Sighting with the Panther by the T-70. A lot of map right now. I think everyone's just trying to find their positions. Panzerwerfer is ready to fire. I think it's probably got a great target on top of these AT guns. And it is actually landing on the retreat path. It's a really, really good hit. The Assault Grenadiers there. Takes a huge shot from the T-34. Just helping to save the guards a little bit. Where is the land mattress firing? A lot of infantry in the center. They're actually going to run past it. This is a dangerous position, I think, actually, for allies, because there's a lot of heavy tanks rolling in. The Katusha hasn't even got back here, and the Panther's starting to roll in. There's a Puma there as well. Not sure that they got the vision. Devm actually has to go for a ram. T-70's down as well, and they're just starting to call in mark target. But this was a huge push by the Axis. They're going to wipe the land mattress as well. The Firefly, completely on its own on the right-hand side, is stranded. This is a really surprising strategy from Axis so far in the game. But it has really been working. Katusha is just trying to find that veteran C3 Pack 40. So look at the counterattack from Devm. We're hearing Stuka here from Artavick. Sure, that's going to be on this side, surely. Not the best targeting. Let's have a look at the damage from the Assault Grenadiers. Actually going to try and grenade the blob of guards and conscripts in the center there. They should actually just be able to take both squads here. They're going to force a retreat of all three. Great play with that unit. Just look at the left-hand side. Look what the Assault Grenadiers have done. They've decrewed 2 of the Zis guns. They're now trying to get grenades on the retreat path, but the timing's a little bit off. Probably be better just firing with the MP40s, actually. Just look how far back Devm has been set. That is beautiful. Land matches in the center to try and keep Artavick away from capping all the territories there. Luvnest is still just trying to keep control of the right-hand side, just leaving Devm to try and contend with Brosras outside the base. I think Luvnest knows that if he loses that position on the eastern side of the map, it's going to be really, really difficult to fight against Axis out of the base, because it's quite narrow points to play in. Vet 4 Puma still needs to be careful against the Firefly. Not really sure that the Panthers had anything contesting it. It's had a long time to just pick up a little bit of veterancy. Nearly at veterancy 1, I think just through infantry kills. Actually, no, I did get 1 vehicle destroyed. I think it was either the T-70 or the T-34-85. Stealth versus stealth here on the map. Going to get revealed by the Puma. Actually, it's not revealed. They can actually get very, very close to the Puma. This is such great micro from Luvnest. Of course, Katusha's going to come in as well, on top of a few squads there. Is this a shot in the base? Slightly off target there from the Panzerwerfer.
Complete. Enemy threatening a capture point.
I think Luvnest knows that this is all about just buying some time. He's just trying to kite this line, trying to make sure they at least hold 1 VP so that they get enough time to build up the counter-offensive. He's gone for 2 Fireflies with the Cromwell. We're looking at Devm now with the Su-85. There's a huge anti-tank build from both players here. They haven't really got the flanking units though. Auto repairs coming in for Luvnest, I think. barrage. So we get rid of that land mattress.
rocket artillery crew been killed.
The reflexes and the repositioning of the AT gun from Brosras, I think, is to be very commended in this game. He's drawn a lot of fire from the Katyusha as the game's gone on. And really, I don't think he's lost the unit once. I don't think he's had it be crewed once. He's doing really well there. AT grenade, I think, was actually mistimed with the Su-85 there. There wasn't enough health dropped in order for the AT grenade. Oh no, it looks like he didn't actually throw it in the end. Likely for that reason. Luvnest is fighting this really slow strategic battle over on the right hand side. He's got to open up right in front of the machine gun to try and just wipe the models. And of course his retreat is covered by smoke. Where is Devm on the map right now? I think everything of Devm's is just back in base. Trying to heal. A Panzerwerfer shot here would be devastating. We've already seen it land in the base once. We'll keep an ear out for that. But as you can see, Panzer IV on this side would be so careful of Luvnest because the two Fireflies. There's a Panther coming in on an elevated position by the train station. Su-85 gets a beautiful shot, actually, through a gap between the train and the house. And I think this is the sensible thing Artavick is doing now. He's just got to keep pushing in with infantry, forcing the Fireflies to go further and further back so that Panzer IV can work at any of the infantry and support weapons that Luvnest is keeping on that side. With Veteran C5 now, they're able to more effectively just run up the map. Backed up by a very good Panzerwerfer barrage. Everyone actually really doubted these units at the start of the game, but when they actually get up close and they stand still, they open fire, a lot of models drop. And I love this, I actually really love this, because you see this kind of thing, you're like, oh, it's off meta, it's not going to work. These guys are making it work. This is exactly what top level competitive should be. You should be able to throw in the curveballs like this, something that nobody thinks is going to work, and make it happen. Not sure why the assault grenadiers went to pick up the PTRS rifle then. Not sure how that's going to benefit the squad. And oh, here we go. Tiger in the grasslands. Absolutely belongs on Luvnest Devm. The question is, where is it going? We have got a T-34-85 on that side. Devm's Su-85 is on the other side of the map, actually trying to help Luvnest. A lot of anti-tank vehicles on the right-hand side, but actually it's just up against all the infantry that Artavick keeps throwing in. We're just seeing sector assault now, which is available. That could be dropped down any second. It's a great Katyusha strike on top of the Volksgrenadiers. Artavick has got to be a little bit quicker than that. There's some potential squad wipes here if those Katyusha rockets land. But here come the off-map airstrikes. Tilt the view a little bit. I mean, this is the absolute moment that Axis have to go in for the kill. I love the aggression with the Puma. Going in with the Raketten, the Cromwell's just got to hide. Firefly is actually repairing, so I don't think it's going to be able to engage in this. That's a huge shot from the Puma, gains Veteran C5. Air support still raining down on the Su-85. That Tiger has got to come in now. Tigers, Panthers and Pumas, oh my.
They're trying to take it. point is being overrun.
There goes the Firefly.
The
You
enemy
can see
destroyed a
the
vehicle.
Raketten working its way up. 45 VPs for
Enemy
Luvnest
threatening a
Devm.
capture point. Our headquarters are under fire.
And look at that, great shot from the Tiger. Actually, whilst the T-34 was on top of a mine, the impact of that shot actually detonated the mine, giving engine damage. You couldn't have a worse set of RNG happen to you there. Luvnest and Devm going to throw in the towel. It is 2-1 in this series. Artavick and Brosras are back in it. GG.